How y'all doing today? Oh, good lord. Mr. Trash Truck showed up. Okay. Oh, that tree is a-growing. Hope we don't get another hurricane. Well, how many trash cans are there for crying out loud? Don't they know what I'm filming over here? I'm just playing. They got a job to do just like everybody else. Number one question ever on the YouTube comments section is, I cannot find old relics, or how do I find a place to metal detect, or how do I get permissions? It's all about that. I can't go a day without getting a comment saying, I can't find old places. Please take me to your metal detecting spots. And I'm sorry, I've done that so many times, but I cannot bring people to my spots. I live in a very small town here, like a handful of thousand people, like 3,000, 4,000 people. I can't bring everybody in the world here to metal detect. I'm sorry. There is plenty of places out there if you know where to look. We're going to go over that today, and I'm going to let you know how to find places to metal detect and how to get permissions. Now, the most important thing here is actually finding a place to metal detect. That's going to be good. You can get permissions all day long, but if there ain't a house there, what's it for? There are tons of ways to do this. I got a little cheat sheet blowing in the wind here, so my thinking cap don't fall off. But Google Maps, one of the most simplest ways that even a 70-year-old can figure it out. Just click on Google Maps aerial view, look on down, get out of that mode where it just shows you white and blue or whatever. You got to get into the terrain mode and bring you down on the green and everything. Go to open fields. Look, you can sometimes see squares where houses used to be, or circles, or little groups of trees where there was a cemetery. There's all sorts of ways on Google Maps to figure out where a house might be. That is a very good way to do it, and simple. You don't have to do tons of digging to do that. Just get on there, look at the open fields, and try to find a well or a stone wall or something. Another awesome, my favorite way to do it is historic maps. Get on the interwebs there, or go to your local library and find historic maps for the area. You can get them even in Florida down here. You can get them all the way back to 1864 that shows you right where the houses were. And you can find little apps and stuff to overlay them on a regular map, or go into photo editor mode and put the two pictures together, line it up, and do the transparency, and you can find it. There's plenty of stuff out there. Just look on the old maps, find the old roads. A lot of times the roads are the same, so you can figure out where the actual houses are. Awesome way, my favorite. The Library of Congress website, tons of information on there in their maps. They've got maps in Florida dating back to like the 1600s, showing the terrain and where towns were and all sorts of stuff. And this works for everywhere, not just Florida. All of the beautiful 50 states of America. And Library of Congress, great source for maps as well. A lot of maps that you can't find other places on the Library of Congress website. In the search bar, there's a little extra section there. You click it, and maps. go down to there. Your local library, like I said, there's local maps. If you want to detect that town, per se, go to your local library. They got maps there. If libraries even exist in certain towns nowadays, who knows? Any historical downtown area, as long as the fill dirt hasn't been completely covered up like my wonderful neighbors here did to flood out the property, as long as it is not covered in fill dirt, there will be old stuff there in any downtown. It don't matter if there's a park that was built in 2014, as long as they didn't build it up, there's going to be relics there. Any downtown. Go to rural roads too. Drive around, look for the abandoned houses. There's tons of them just sitting on the side of the road that haven't been used in 50 years that people just own the land for, the old farms and whatnot. Great place. And state and federal lands, 99% of the time, is off limits. Don't go into the state forests or the national forests and everything. Just don't do it. You're going to make metal detectors look horrible, and it's just not good. You don't want to ruin the hobby by going into places you're not supposed to go. That's bad, especially cemeteries. I did that cemetery video. Oh, go metal detect it. All these people were saying, nope, not metal detecting a cemetery. Nope. You shouldn't do it either. It is immoral, and even if you were to get permission from the property owners, just don't do it. People driving around see you metal detecting in a cemetery. Oh, I bet you they're going to call the 6 o'clock news and give another horrible dash on the metal detecting community. Don't do it. And you could also just go to a random park and see what's there. Plenty of parks out there. Yes, they've all been hunted for 30 years, but it's never hunted out. A spot is never hunted out. Get out there, find stuff. Number 2, extremely important as well. Get permission. Always, 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 always get permission. If you don't got permission, don't go there. Even if it's a public park. Some public parks, you can't metal detect. Some, you need permits. Some, whatever goes. Always call the city or county of the park and get permission. Very important. Also, for private property, get permission. A lot of people say, I don't know how to get permission. How do I do it? Easy. Most of the time. Go up and knock on their front door. If it's a farm or a house, go up and knock on the front door. Somebody still lives there. If nobody lives there, if it's abandoned property, somebody still owns it. It's not just sitting there and nobody owns it. Somebody owns that property. Get on the GIS websites. You can look it up, whatever county or whatever town or state you're in, GIS for that county. Get on the big old map there, zoom in and find that property. It'll give you all the information you want. Telephone numbers, mailing address, freaking voter information, whatever. It'll give you everything for that property and who owns the darn thing. Very easy, GIS. That is overlooked by many people, but you can figure out who owns any piece of property. If you don't want to go up and knock on the door, write them a letter. Same thing, you get on that GIS map and you zoom in and you find the information, but oh, they live in Tallahassee and I'm in South Florida. They got addresses on there, write them, call them. There's numbers on there too. There's definitely ways to get a hold of people, and don't get discouraged now. Probably 1 out of 10 of these people are actually gonna talk to you, let alone give you permission. That's why you gotta get on there, find tons of places, and just write letters, call people. You're gonna get a lot of no's, at least me. I walk up to people, they see a bunch of tattoos and 30-something-year-old, and they don't want nothing to do with me. If you got a female that metal detects, send her up there to talk to them. they get yeses a lot more. Become friends with a girl that metal detects. They'll get permissions for you. I can say it and I can say it again. Keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. Do not get discouraged. At first you don't succeed, try again. You get kicked off that horse, bucked off the horse, get up, try it again. Don't give up. It took me quite a long time before I finally started finding stuff metal detecting. You just gotta practice makes perfect. Get up and do it. Be like Nike, just do it. Persistent pays off. You buy a metal detector, yeah, it's like $500 to get a good one, and it takes a lot of work digging a lot of holes, and a lot of people will buy a metal detector, hunt a couple times, and throw it away. Nope, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm selling it. Let's put it up on the shelf. Just stay at it, and persistence pays off. Just keep on going. You'll find a place. There is tons of old places, and I guarantee you there's tens and hundreds of thousands of places that people have never touched out there. And even if they have metal detected them, it's never hunted out. Get out there and find it. Hope this all helped you. I know I had a very tough time when I first started metal detecting. I wish I would have had a bunch of information on how to find stuff. I didn't find out about a lot of this stuff until after my first year or two in metal detecting. Get on the websites, find the old maps. Hold up. One thing I forgot to tell you, at least in Florida they have this. They've got World War II maps, aerial views from like 1939, 40s, you know, where they fly over the areas and they took pictures of everything, and you can zoom on real close on there. A lot of the houses from the 1800s were still standing in the 1930s. So do that. Historic aerial maps from whatever state you're in. Just say historic aerial maps of Florida, historic aerial maps of Massachusetts, historic aerial maps of Idaho. Wherever you are, try it out. You can zoom right in. You can even click on a location and it'll take you right where you are. Oh my word, we are just getting interrupted like crazy today. But yes, I wish I could take a whole bunch of people metal detecting, but I get asked multiple times every single day to please for me to take people to my spots. Now, I'd be happy to, if you wanted to let me, like if you want to invite me somewhere to metal detect, sure, but I cannot bring 16,000 people metal detecting with me. It is not feasible, especially for where I live, and I apologize for that, but tons of ways to metal detect. I'm giving you a good chance to get off and find a wonderful place. Get out there, keep the sport of metal detecting alive.